Hi friends, it's your art teacher, Miss Barnett, and in this week's lesson, Musical Instrument Collage, we've been looking at the Pablo Picasso painting and collage, the three musicians, and we've also looked at some examples of musical instruments, and today we're going to be using paper, scissors, and glue to create a artwork that symbolizes a symbol and the sounds it makes, as well as the rhythm that we can associate with that sound. So I've got some examples of some different musical instruments in the room. We've got a tambourine. I've got this instrument. This is a percussion instrument. We would take, I don't know, like a pencil. Let me find one. And this makes kind of a sound. I also have a trumpet, and I'll have some books and some photographs of other instruments that we could use for this assignment. So we're going to think about the shape of the instrument. We're going to have three things going on in our artwork to be considered successful. So your collage should show at least one musical instrument. Your collage should repeat colors and shapes to create visual rhythm. And your artwork should show symbols for the sounds of the instruments. So before we begin, you're going to answer some questions, and I want you to think about this in your head. Are you ready? What instrument do you want to show? What lines, shapes, and details of the instrument will you show? What sounds does the instrument make? And what colors, shapes, and lines make you think of these sounds? So think about that. I can give you a couple of minutes if you would like to practice drawing your musical instrument on a piece of scrap paper, and then you can even do some doodling for different lines and shapes and colors that you might want to use to make those sounds. Once you've done that, we're going to select a color of construction paper. We're going to use a 9 by 12 sheet of construction paper today, and we're going to use different sizes and varieties of paper to make our collage. We can use regular scissors as well as the fancy scissors. So the fancy scissors do different cuts, and if you look on the side, they'll show you what kind of cut they'll make. So you might want to use some of these today. You can also use copies of sheet music to add to your collage, and I have some sequins. So we're going to use a variety of materials to get started, and I'm going to start working on mine, and you can watch. Here we go. All right, friends, before we move on, let's check our work. Have I shown at least one musical instrument? I have. What colors have I repeated for visual rhythm? Well, I've repeated oranges, yellows, and reds. And have you added paper shapes as symbols for the sound of your instrument? Well, the trumpet sounds very sharp and loud, so I used kind of sharp, angular shapes for that. So now I'm going to glue. I've also added some musical notes. You can use any part of the music you want to, and I've added some sequins. So now I'm going to glue, and I'm going to see after I glue if I need to add any more, add or subtract any shapes, lines, or colors. Let's get started. All right, friends, here is my completed musical collage. Am I pleased with my collage? Yes, I am. And I want you to think about what words you would use to describe your collage when we're done. I hope you have just as much fun exploring musical instruments and collage today as I did, and I can't wait to see what you do. Let's get started.